Good evening. You're listening live to the something show. You're listening live to the Xtreme Movie Show. I'm Rob, your host. Co-hosting with me tonight, my guest as always, the real Dr. V. Good evening, Doctor. How are you?
I'm doing much better now. How are you?
I'm doing good. We just got done recovering Dracula, Christopher Lee, Hammer Films, 1958. Um, and somebody wondered if my intro of Good Evening is from Dracula or is it from Night of the Living Dead, where they go, "Good evening, Barbara." And I'm like, no, that's kind of schlocky. It's all about the Dracula one, but actually, it was just a polite thing to say. And since I said it, I have to stick with it, right?
I mean, it's better than your ring.
Yeah, your rank kind of sucks. Yeah, so tonight, everybody, we're
Yeah,
going to be
that's
covering Night of the Living Dead, George Romero, the original, way back, the black and white one, free on YouTube. Link will be posted in a moment in channel when we have a few people, and we're going to go and start it so everybody can get a chance to see it. This is considered the zombie spawn. It started everything. If you like Walking Dead, thank this movie. If you like Brains from those comedy movies in the 80s, thank this movie. If you like the serious ones like 28 Days Later, British, thank this movie. I could go on, but Doctor, who would you like to thank?
who would I like to thank?
Yeah,
Uh, George Romero,
why?
Robert Yount, the World Series, 1982. Um, George Romero, because the guy, if it would have been him, we really would have had much for these zombie movies. He was always he's basically the father of zombie movies. If you think about it,
So let me ask you this: as a millennial, had you heard about this movie, or what were your thoughts about it before you saw it?
I started off with the original, or not the original, but the remake of this. The one, it was Dawn of the Dead. I never really watched the Night of the Living Dead's. The only
Mm-hmm.
one I watched was it was we considered I guess Return of the Living Dead #3. That's when I started off with that one, and then I went and I saw the John was it the Scott Snyder one or Zack Snyder, the James Gunn Zack Snyder
I don't know.
remake, the one that was in the mall,
The mall one. Okay,
came
that's the
out.
mall one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Dawn of the Dead.
Uh huh.
So I like that. The black and white one I've seen parts of it. When I the only time I actually saw it though when I was and then I stopped watching because I was like 9 or 8 years old. It came on TV one night and I was like, and it was just too creepy to me because as I was talking to you offline, the black and white it really adds a really seriousness, and makes it more dark, more gloomy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, just the whole thing. These people the scene I walked in is when they had the torches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. It's been a while since I saw any clips of this, So I never went back to it, watch it. I just kind of browsed over it, went and watched other movies. So this would be my first actual watch playthrough of this.
How dare
So
you? How dare you, sir? How dare you, Dr. Venkman, say that you've not really seen this movie all the way through? But you're millennial, that's your excuse,
no,
so we'll use it. No, to your point, we
uh,
talked about how Hammer Films, when we did Dracula earlier this night, about how colorful and sexy it is and how Hammer was trying to do that on small budgets. This is very similar. To anybody that doesn't know, this movie was originally made by George Romero on like a shoestring budget, like 100,000 tops, and this is in the late 60s, so it's a very small amount. And he pretty much did everything on it. Cult level kind of film. It's just it's acted well enough. It's got a black lead, very rare at the time. I mean, it's just got a lot of stuff going with it. I mean, so it'd be interesting to kind of see how it translates today. And again, it's free on YouTube. So in a moment here, we'll get started. Be kind of interesting to see what kind of comments people have about how great this is. I know we've got two people that says watching right now. We get that third in, we'll get going. It's not a very long film, but there were
no,
certain films that
it's an hour and a
were
half.
always mentioned in lists back in the day of, you shouldn't see or that would not get shown. And you always tried to figure out who you would know in the neighborhood that could get a copy and watch it. And when the first time I saw it, I went, yeah, this is a
So
pretty good film.
so this movie originally came out, and it was kind of a flop from what I'm reading about it because it only had $114,000 U.S. budget, and it took a couple decades for this basically for it to
Get
reach 12
legs.
million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
So
Anytime you do something your own, whether it's labor or love, you're still trying to do what you can with it. And at the time, zombies were a lot more I think aligned with, and Dalton, who was in our earlier stream, may pop in and say something about it from the occult perspective. They thought of a little bit more of as a creepier kind of thing, not necessarily a monster like a Godzilla or a Dracula or Wolfman, but more of something else. So this represents what happens when you do bad things or whatever. And you always talk about the Japanese using Godzilla as a reference for American nuclear war and how a monster gets created from it as like social commentary. Night of the Living Dead, a lot of people would have their own interpretations about it. So for me, just by the film itself, it's fantastic. The remake in 1990 that you commented on, the one that's in color, that's fine, is there too. Now, for some people that may not know, I think this may have been one of the few movies that Turner Classic or TBS or TNT or whoever it was in the 80s, they start trying to colorize some of them. So there may be a color version out there, but we went with the original black and white one here that's 96 minutes long, and the link is in channel. So on that note, we'll go ahead and get started. Doctor, any comments before I hit the go button?
Uh, Not really, you know.
All right, so you got yours set
You,
up. I
you,
got mine set up. You
you said
ready?
that you said you never watched the color version of this.
I may have seen it, but I originally saw the black and white. All right, so let's get
Okay.
started. You ready?
Yep.
All right, for those of you listening, we'll give you timestamps as we go through. My version is 1:35:17. It's the link on YouTube. I'm at 0 now, so is the doctor. We're gonna press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Music is kind of good.
Yeah, it's creepy music. It's very effective. And I'm getting all those film effects too, the little white lines bouncing through, so it seems legit.
I know it's cropped off a little bit.
I think that's the
Oh,
aspect
never mind.
ratio for whatever they filmed in.
Yeah.
Just hit the 1 minute mark. Yeah, you don't see anybody in any of these scenes here too. It's just a car going, so it's giving you a minute or two of creepy music. Get the titles out of the way. Burn through some content already.
Love those old cars. The great thing about these cars is the fact that you can hit someone and it won't damage your car right away.
Yeah. Yeah, so for me, just the shot here of driving in a cemetery with the trees coming up being all black, everything else around it, just very shades of gray. It is kind of creepier looking than it would be if it were in color.
There's the gravestones.
They ought to make the day the time changes, the first day of summer.
What?
Well, it's 8 o'clock and it's still light.
That's Barb,
How
right?
good the extra daylight does us. Now, we've still got a 3-hour drive back. We're not going to be home until after midnight.
Well, if it really
My
wasn't
dad had a
Johnny,
pair of
he
glasses
wouldn't
like
do
that.
it.
You think I want to
Growing
borrow
up.
Sunday on a scene like this? You know, I figure we're either going to have to move Mother out here or move the grave into Pittsburgh.
She can't make a trip like this.
Oh, darn it, she can. Is there any of that candy left?
Barbara's acting like she doesn't want to be here. She's uncomfortable.
No.
Look at this thing. We still remember.
She doesn't like graveyards.
You know, I don't even remember what the man looks like.
Johnny, it takes you 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes to put the
But it's
roof
good
on
though
the
because
grave
it's
and
kind
6
of
hours to
scary,
go back
and now we
forth.
get typical
Mother
sort
wants to
of
remember, so we trot 200 miles into the
relationship,
country
sort
and
of
she stays
gibberish
at
going
home.
back and
Well,
forth,
we're
kind of
here,
distract you.
John,
The
all
music's
right?
ending.
We're back on? Oh. Ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen, we're coming back on the air after an interruption due to technical problems.
Turns it off. Really?
There's nothing wrong with the radio. Must have been the station.
Which row is it in?
Typical boomers. Turns the radio off. That was key information.
It's foreshadowing. It's oh, we know something bad's gonna happen, but we don't know what. And on a cheap budget too, you're gonna have a lot of these single shots coming through or following like the last one was.
No one around.
Well, it's late.
We just hit the 4-minute mark.
Oh, look, I already lost an hour's sleep.
So is he visiting his old
I
man?
think you complain just to hear yourself
I can't
talk.
tell.
There it is.
I think they're waiting for the mom, right? To show up.
Oh no, they're saying that they couldn't take her out here because she's old.
Oh. That's gonna be even more disturbing. The fact if his old man comes back and tries to eat his brains.
Each year we spend good money on these things. We come out here and the one from last year's gone.
Well, the flowers die, and the caretaker or somebody takes them away.
Yeah, a little spit and polish. You can clean this up. Sell it next year.
Guy's being a
Wonder how
cheap
many times
bastard.
we bought the same one.
Yeah, he is. This is before they had plastic flowers, right?
I'm not sure. That's a good question.
It's my friend who does that. Instead of, he's like, I could get the real flowers every single year, but he gets the for his
Come on,
grandmother
Barb.
gets
Church
the
was
plastic
this morning,
ones.
huh?
Last longer.
So like here with the storm coming and all that, you see he's got his tie on and it's black and white. I mean, it might be colored, but just the way it's shot. And, and the way to see the zombie in the background there is just kind of have it in the middle.
Hey, I mean, praying's for
Yep.
church, huh? Come on.
I haven't seen you in church lately.
Well, there's not much sense in my going to church. Do you remember one time when we were small, we were out here? It was from right over there. I jumped out at you from behind the tree, and Grandpa got all excited, and he shook his fist at me, and he said, "Boys, you'll be damned to hell." Remember that? Right over there. Well, you used to really be scared here.
Johnny,
You're still afraid.
stop it now. I mean it.
They're coming to
He's a
get
jerk.
you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're acting like a child.
They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.
Ha ha ha.
He'll
The
kill
irony
you.
of the
Here he comes
situation.
now. I'm getting out of here.
Johnny. Oh, no! Oh, Johnny! Help me!
And Johnny's dead.
Johnny had him in a choke and lost it, and he's got that special kind of strength, that zombie strength.
The zombie would have bit his arm by then, wrestling. Now, why does the zombie chase after her instead of after eat him?
Don't know.
That's weird.
Moving faster than what I remembered.
Yeah. Which is really weird because I thought zombies go slow.
Yeah, so, I mean, she lost her shoes, she tripped and fell, so we know that that whole thing about tripping and falling while you're being chased goes back to at least 1968, as a mental note.
Johnny's got the keys. Apparently he knows how to open the doors.
Well, he has no brain. He's operating like, a snake with its head cut off, just an electrical impulse.
Well, no, I was saying he was grabbing the handle, trying to open the door. Come on, really? Look, he's got a rock. When did zombies learn how to do that? I'm hoping this is like a nightmare. She's just gonna wake up. And down.
That makes sense with them showing us the shots of them going up the hill to the cemetery.
Yeah. And then she can't drive, can she?
Just hit the 9-minute mark. She just got out of the car. She's running across the field.
She's running with no shoes on.
She needs to get some better traction. Without the music, this would just be a nothing scene. I mean, so music's really important on these low budget ones.
Well, yeah, there's no sound effects.
Yeah, you don't hear her running. That's a good observation there too, because right now you'd hear nothing. You don't hear her touching the door. You can maybe hear a little bit banging on it.
No, you're not. I noticed on this, he's got stitching on his wrists too from the autopsy.
Oh, good detail. Yeah.
I don't know why he's got stitching on his wrist. You know, I don't think unless he slit himself. That's how he died. But
Yeah, the brother's sister.
what's that knife gonna do?
Make her feel safe.
Guess. I'm getting flashbacks of the Friday the 13th, where she grabs a knife and like thinks she's gonna defend herself, but it's I don't know if she's gonna make it or not.
Well, it certainly looks like it's got a lot of authenticity with it too, because it's at an actual farmhouse, all shot in Pittsburgh area.
He's gonna pull the phone cord. Or I guess that's a clothesline.
Yeah.
Darn rotary phones. Which number did I dial? No more dialogue.
Yeah, not for a while. I mean, and for filming in black and white too, they gotta think about where they're gonna show the lights, how they're gonna get the people. So now it's the first time she's seeing more than other, just the one who's chasing her. It looks like he's walking with knocked knees. Okay, in this scene, I want you to just kind of move around without blinking and with knocked knees. That's effective. And it's a really good observation you made a few minutes ago about not being able to hear anything. Oh, eyeball flew. Don't fall on that
I
knife.
think he.
I wonder if Carpenter got the Michael Myers shot from that right there.
Yeah. Why would you do that?
She's panicking. She's in shock. And here comes the lead, the African American Ben. He's got a tire iron and go back in the house.
It's all right. Don't worry about him. I can handle him. Probably be a lot more of them as soon as they find out about us.
And right now we've just hit the 14-minute mark.
The truck is out of gas. This pump out here is locked. Is there a key? We can try to get out of here if we can get some gas. Is there a key? I suppose you've tried this.
Dumb broad.
Well, we're watching almost pure male and pure female here. She's reacting totally emotionally. She's
Do you
in
live
shock
here?
right now. He's already had something happen. He's in, hey, it's a problem. How do I solve it? Crisis kind of mode.
Jesus.
Makes you wonder. The one that came after her and her brother, was he already upstairs eating that guy?
Yeah, don't know.
We've got to get out of here. We have to get to where there's some other people.
Do they eat people? I don't even know yet.
It hasn't been established, so I'm trying to go with it with
No.
those eyes.
I'll see if I can find some food.
I'll be over here and be useless.
And blood dripping from the body, so it's fresh. That's racist. How dare you make me know?
Yeah.
I don't see it. He's a strong central figure so far. Seems competent. She's reacting
What's happening?
as expected. So here's some info.
What's happening?
What timestamp do you got?
Right now, it just hit 16 minutes. 16:05.
Two of them. There are two of them out there. Have you seen any more around here? I can take care of those
know.
two.
I don't
I know you're afraid, but we have
I
Jeez.
don't know. What's happening?
She's freaking out.
So we don't know if they don't like bright lights.
Yep.
Kind of clubs them with the tire iron. Yeah, it swings not too often.
Behind you.
Okay.
So what you should do is use the pointy end and jab it into the skull. Right through the eye socket. Uh-oh.
This probably is the one the body we saw upstairs because it was in the house. Yeah, so it goes to protect her and she locks herself in the room. Doesn't help the guy at all.
Yep.
Of
Where's
course, you're
the
not
blood
seeing any
splats?
blood or the actual connection just because of the effects and the budget, which is fine.
Yeah. He didn't close the other door though. When he came in. See?
And they don't treat us as stupid watching it. Push it right, and they use it. Here's a whole bunch more now. Cavalry's showing up, so there's 4 or 5 more. And if you notice, the brother and sister were dressed pretty professionally. And this guy's, I think, got a dress shirt on too.
I know we're in here now.
He's got a sweater too.
The only bad thing about that is that you still have the windows to get through.
Don't look at it.
Dragging on a towel, which looks like he did in real life. Practical. Makes sense.
Here's your buddy back.
So he's lighting the zombie on fire, but just wonder why. It's a lot
Okay,
of
now
flames.
they act more like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
They're afraid of fire and light. And those houses back then, I don't think they're sturdy enough.
Actually,
Hold
I would say they are actually. They're even more so.
The locks on them?
I'm thinking of the wood construction like that.
Oh yeah. What the heck is wrong with her?
She's in shock for the 15th time. You know that. Not
Can we,
lemon tea.
can we get a woman that can we get another woman in there that's not in shock?
Well, it'd be interesting about women in horror films, how far back they go back, because I immediately think of this one, but you know, before, I'm not sure. Now he has to talk to her.
I know you're afraid. I'm afraid too. But to try to board the house up together. Now, I'm going to board up the windows and the doors. Do you understand? We'll be all right here. We'll be all right here until someone comes to rescue us. But we'll have to work together.
I'm surprised he even can't care of her. I would have pushed her outside
or
right now.
So I can board the place up. Do you understand?
Well, someone might see that as, you know, sexist, that, you know, the only way a woman can, you know, be effective in the movies by having a man's help, and a black man at that too, you know, that's sexist. You know, she's in shock.
I can see it back then now.
We'll see how it happens. But as other people show up, instead of looking at it through a racial lens or a sexist lens, you can look at it going, oh, each of them are playing a different part of one person's like personality, and it's interesting to see which one of those changes or not.
You can only be in for shot for so long though. Unless she's that far gone that she's no use to him and he should just get rid of her.
Well, it's just showing her going crazy. I think she's gonna stay that
Yeah.
way.
Well, my prediction is she's gonna attack him. Yep. Smart thing to use everything you get in there.
Yeah, earlier he said, hey, you know, I'll find some food, maybe we can get some gas and get out of there, but she's not doing anything, so I'm assuming it was written intentionally as opposed to saying, hey, why don't you go around some food while I board up the windows to see if she would respond, because he knows that she's not going to, and he's not visibly upset by it, he's just doing what he can for survival. So now she's picking up some wood, I guess, some kindling. So she's trying to do something. Yeah, growing up in the house, we had the tool drawer in the kitchen that had like nails and a hammer and other stuff in there just for all sorts of
Yep,
stuff.
yep.
Today, it's not quite like that the way society
That's
is.
that's what that's what still I still got that. The
Yeah.
junk drawer. All everything in there.
Matches, yeah, all that. "24-minute mark just hit."
I don't know if she doesn't get out of shock. That's the person I usually don't trust. They're gonna snap and try to kill both of us.
Yeah, I want you to pick out some nails.
Yeah,
Pick out
shock
the
does
biggest ones you
weird
can
things.
find.
She at least seems to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
A quick little
Yeah, this
dissolve
room looks
there, so
pretty
some
secure.
time's passed. He's boarded up a lot.
If we have to, we can run in here and board up the doors. Won't be long for those things to be back pounding their way in here. They're afraid now.
Afraid of what? Fire?
They're afraid of fire. I found that out.
What about the window behind you, sir? You gonna board that one up too? No, we're just gonna sit there and eat.
You know a place back down the road called Beekman's? Beekman's Diner? Anyhow, that's where I found that truck I have out there.
And she's gonna. With those creatures out there, I would not stand by a window.
I had jumped in to listen to it.
Again, she's in
A
shock.
big gasoline truck came screaming
But
right across
apparently,
the
this is
road.
a cult classic film.
There must have been
Yep.
10, 15 of those things
I would-
chasing after it,
I wouldn't
grabbing and holding
think
on.
it would be though. Like, yeah, it's the original black and white,
Yeah, I didn't see that at first.
first one of this kind, but still,
I could just see that the truck was moving in a funny way.
this doesn't seem more of a
And those
scary
things
movie though.
catching up to it.
At least so far, it doesn't.
Truck went
We'll see.
right across the road. Slammed on my brakes to keep from hitting it myself. It went right through the guardrail.
Not that far in here in the movie so far. It's actually been pretty decent so far, but yeah. I hope she gets better. Not that she turns on him.
Backing away from it.
Well, I think he's doing a really good job of delivering the story and
I
seeming
looked back
believable,
at the diner to
giving you
see
some images of
if
what was
there was
actually
anyone there who
happening
could help me.
before, Barbara got attacked at the
That's when I
cemetery.
noticed that the entire place had been encircled. Wasn't a sign
It's
of life
1968, so
left.
they actually have some more updated technology too.
By now there were no more screams.
Although, I'm surprised that nobody has any
Realized
firearms. It's a farmhouse.
I was
True.
alone with
Or maybe they haven't found it
50
yet.
or 60 of those things.
Yeah.
Just
Possibly haven't found it yet,
standing
but
there, staring at me. I started to drive. I just plowed right through them. They didn't move. They didn't run or
just ran over all these people in this car.
just stood there
Hit and
staring
run,
at me.
admitting to it, crime.
The zombies.
Just wanted to crush them.
Were they scared stiff?
They were scared
Scattered through the air
still.
like bugs.
They're still there.
We were riding in the cemetery. Johnny and me. Johnny,
I really hope that Johnny comes back.
we came to put a wreath on my father's grave.
Oh man.
Johnny, and he said,
What's up, Freg?
"Have some candy, Barbara."
He's saying he prefers the Tom
We
Savini
didn't
version of
have
this
any.
movie to the original.
Yeah, the that
And-
one is very good. I enjoy it too. I thought it was very real to this one.
Oh.
We just wanted to go with the
It's hot in
cult
here.
classic because of the
Hot.
time of month. I'm sure we'll revisit that one.
And he said, "Oh, it's late. Why did we start so late?
I'm at
said,
2041. I don't know what you're
Johnny,
at. I had to pause it for a
If you'd
second.
gotten up earlier, we wouldn't be late.
If I'm a little ahead of you or
Almost
not.
at
But
29.
Johnny asked me if I were afraid.
So I'll say it here in
Yeah.
a moment.
And I said, I'm not afraid, Johnny.
So right now, when I'm stopped talking,
And
right
then
now we are at
this
29
man
even.
started walking up the road.
okay. Time sync
He
here.
came slowly, and Johnny kept teasing me and saying, he's coming to get you, Barbara. And I
He's
laughed
coming to
at him and
get you,
said,
Barbara.
Johnny, stop it. And then Johnny ran away. And I went up to this man, and I was going to apologize.
Why don't you just keep calm?
And I looked up, and I said, Goody.
That's polite for a shut the hell up.
And he grabbed me. He grabbed me, and he ripped at me. He held me, and he ripped at my clothes.
I think you should just calm down.
Oh,
I love him.
screamed, Johnny!
This is what Xanax was
Johnny,
made
help
for.
me! Oh, help me!
Alcohol too.
Oh, he ripped
Well, you know, Frag had mentioned that channel about the Tom Savini
And then
1990
Johnny came
version.
and he ran and he
If I
he
remember
fought this
correctly,
man.
the female in that one
I
plays it
got
pretty much the
so
same way,
afraid.
but that's
I
the
ran.
character and what it calls
I
for.
ran.
So while this may be annoying to watch or
I
have to
ran.
suffer through, which may be intentional,
And Johnny
we'll see how it continues.
There's gotta be a better word than suffering, because you know I am suffering, but this is like torture so far with her. I don't trust her.
We better go out and get him.
Look at her. Better go out and get her
We
brother.
have to go out and get Johnny. He's out there. Please, don't you hear me? We've got to go out and get
Your
him.
brother's dead.
Please! We have got to go get Johnny! Please help me! Please!
Don't you know what's going on out there? This is no Sunday school picnic.
Don't you understand? My brother is alone!
He's gonna slap her.
Brother is dead.
He'll need to.
No! My brother is not dead! Oh.
There you go.
That sounded like a punch, though.
I know that was a punch. He knocked her out too.
I think it's just kind of a combination of things, yeah. Or rested to her some good.
Yes, I would too. I would take my chance. I'd let her go outside with the dead. Take my chance by myself inside the house.
Well, no, he's trying to do the right thing. I mean, for the most part,
I
he's
don't know,
doing
it's
all the
more like
stuff we'd be doing.
Survival of the fittest.
Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers
I like
of
that radio,
citizens, and because
know,
of
it's
the
pretty
crisis
bad.
which is even now
Badass.
developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. This station and hundreds of other radio and TV
Just hit the
stations
32
throughout
minute
this
mark.
part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network.
So
hookup,
Barbara getting knocked
keeping
out is the end of
informed
the
all
Act 1.
developments. At this hour, we repeat, these are the facts as we know them. There is an epidemic of mass murder being committed by a virtual army of unidentified assassins. The murders are taking place in villages, cities, rural homes, and suburbs with no apparent pattern
C block
or
at the
reason for
fireplace?
slayings. It seems to be a sudden, general explosion of mass homicide.
Well, in case
We
Santa
have
zombie
some
comes through.
descriptions of the assassins. Eyewitnesses say they are ordinary-looking people. Some say they appear to be in a kind of trance. Others describe them as being
Frag saying Barbara's so much better.
misshapen monsters. Reaction of law enforcement officials is one of complete bewilderment at this hour. So far, we have been unable to determine.
If that's a
any
fire,
kind
they
of
won't come in
organized
because of the fire?
investigation is yet underway. Police, sheriff's deputies, and emergency ambulances are literally deluged with calls for help. The scene can best be described as mayhem. Mayors of Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Miami, along with the governors of several eastern and midwestern states, have indicated the National Guard may be mobilized at any moment, but that has not happened as yet.
Yeah, that scene that we just got through watching when he decked her. Apparently that was all improv. One shot, all in film. So that's pretty good.
Outside for any reason until the nature of this crisis has been determined and until we can advise what course of action to take. Keep listening to radio and TV for any special instructions as this crisis develops further. thousands of
And we're
office
saying
and
zombies, of
factory
course.
workers
You know,
are being urged to stay
I
at
like
that
how
home.
hasn't
he's.
been really
I
said,
like how he's doing
though.
the torch.
Not to make any attempt
Yeah.
to get to their
That's
homes.
cool how he's doing the
However,
torch.
in spite of this urging and warning, streets and highways are packed with frantic people trying to reach their families or apparently to flee just anywhere. We repeat, the safest
Is that smoke
course of
coming
action
off of it too with the fuel?
simply to stay where
That's
you
pretty cool. It's realistic. I always want to see a movie though where somebody runs out there and you know, because it's a little bit faster, and just tries to like touch each one of them with the torch rather than just throw the couch out there.
Right? I love Frank saying, I wonder how many people are pulling zombies would be mistaken for actual zombies today.
Or cell phone zombies, that's for sure.
Well, I don't think cell phones would work.
This is the latest dispatch
No.
just received in our newsroom. Latest word also
I think
from National
I'm
Press
surprised.
Services in
I thought
Washington,
everything would go
D.C.
down except
now
for
tells us
CB
that the
radios.
emergency presidential
Yeah, hams
conference
or
we just
the
mentioned
yeah.
will include high-ranking scientists from the National Aeronautics and Space Administration.
I know they've done cell phone horror films where they're really strongly involved, but I always wondered if like everybody stopped for a moment, like in a big city, and they looked at their phone, all had like the same alert going off, and then everybody would panic. I always thought that'd make a really good scene.
Is there people in the basements?
Join their facilities in an emergency network to bring you this
I don't
news
know.
as it develops.
Or she?
We urge
Oh, you know
to
what?
stay tuned
She's got to try and go to the
radio and
basement,
TV,
get outside.
and to stay indoors.
That's why they
at
shut the
all
door.
costs. Late reports reaching this newsroom tell of frightened people seeking refuge in churches, schools, and government buildings, demanding shelter and protection from the wholesale murder, which apparently is engulfing much of the nation. Law enforcement officials are at a loss to explain even
This guy does a good job of
about the reason
nailing things up.
so far. We're able to give the public is
I mean, he
Hey,
likes
what else are
using
you
a
gonna do
hammer,
in
so it
this
must be
movie?
hammer time.
North Carolina.
Punch that woman out, nail some stuff. About time to sit down and have me a smoke.
Tell them to go home and lock
And there it is.
We don't know what kind of murder-happy characters we have here.
It's got a ring on.
Just
so
for a
makes you think
second,
he's
though,
married.
because
Camden, North Carolina.
only for a couple minutes, because she's gonna make things worse for him. Like,
Anyone has the killers come from frightened witnesses of some of the slaves. These eyewitness accounts very often describe the murderers as ordinary-looking people, misshapen monsters, people who look like they're in a trance, and things that look like
here, I got you some shoes.
like animals. Some eyewitnesses tell us
But she's missing.
who look as though they had been torn apart.
Yeah, hers came up when she was running. We saw that.
Developing 2 days ago with the report of the slaying of a family of 7 in their
There we go.
There, heads up.
Since then, reports of such
All time.
began snowballing in a reign of terror which has hopscotched in an erratic, disconnected manner throughout much of the eastern Midwestern United States. Efforts to keep track of the murder reports by the placing of markers on a map seem to
Looks
be
like a
general spreading
is it a single shot like Winchester type or something. Back, I noticed one really popular one back in the day on farms. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Frank. They're smoking this movie. This would never be on Netflix, though. You can't smoke in movies on Netflix.
Similar killings have been reported around the Houston and Galveston areas, but nothing like
I found a gun and some bullets out there.
Here, you can shoot yourself. Get it over with.
late yesterday.
One of these.
It became clear we were facing some kind of national emergency. When first
Oh, you
reports began filtering in,
not white enough to be Cinderella? Let me put them on you.
This place is boarded up pretty solid now.
in nature. However, as these
We ought to be all right here for a while.
dramatically, it was soon apparent that
We have
this
the
was
gun
something
and
more than the
bullets.
usual run of lawlessness.
Food and the radio.
Began to suspect an obscure kind of conspiracy.
Sooner or later, someone
Things as
bound to come and get us out.
We're at the 38-minute mark.
So again, we join with law enforcement agencies, urging you to seek shelter in a building. Lock the doors and windows securely.
Hey, that's us. We're doing all right.
Cautious of any suspicious strangers, and keep tuned to your radio and television for survival instructions and further details of this continuing story.
Look, I don't know if you're hearing me,
Goes on in the absence of any
but I'm going upstairs now.
It's almost as though some critical balance of
If anything should try to break in here, I can hear it from up there, and I'll be down to take care of it.
savage killers. We repeat, this radio station.
Everything is all right for now. I'll be back to reinforce the windows and doors later.
The
But
happy
you'll be all right
music.
for now, okay? Okay.
Dateline on this report is
Yeah, we'll see if they play the same kind of
Civil defense
silly
officials
music for
in
with her.
Cumberland have told newsmen that murder victims show evidence of having been partially devoured.
Uh-oh. Little cannibalism reference.
Yep, partially devoured. It's just so weird that the fact he didn't go after the guy. Like he chased her instead. So that's the owner of the house. I wonder where her husband is.
Consistent reports from witnesses
Or was that the
to
guy
effect
that was
people who
downstairs?
acted as though they were in a kind of trance, were killing and eating their victims, prompted authorities to examine the bodies of some of the victims. Medical authorities in Cumberland have concluded that in all cases, the killers are eating the flesh of the people they murdered. Repeating this latest bulletin just received moments ago from Cumberland, Maryland, civil defense authorities have told newsmen that murder
Yeah,
victims
you're not
show
cannibals, you're
evidence of
eaters
having
of the
been
flesh.
partially
That's a much
devoured
better
by their
title.
murderers. Medical
Much more
examination
dramatic.
of victims' bodies shows conclusively that the killers are eating the flesh of the people they kill.
That's the third time, in case you
And
didn't
so
catch
this
that they eat the
incredible story
flesh.
becomes more ghastly with each report. It's difficult to imagine such a thing actually happening, but these are the reports we have been receiving and passing on to you, reports which have been verified as completely as is possible in this confused situation. It is happening, and it would appear that no one is safe from this wave of mass murder.
Don't shoot! We're from town. A radio.
County, Pennsylvania. The Butler County Sheriff is verified by their slayers is true. No further details available.
Why did he change the radio? It already was
How long
going,
you
but
guys been down there? I could use some help up here.
That's the cellar. It's the safest place.
You mean you didn't hear the racket we were making up here?
How were we supposed to know what was going on? Could have been those things for all we knew.
That girl was screaming. Sure, you must know what a girl screaming sounds like. Those things don't make any noise. Anybody would know somebody ever needed help.
Look, it's kind of hard to hear what's going on from down there.
We thought we could hear screams, but
guys hide in the
for all
basement,
we
cowards.
knew, that could have meant those things were in the house afterward.
And you wouldn't come up and help.
Well, if there were more,
The racket sounded like the place was being ripped apart. How were we supposed to know what was going on?
Now, wait a minute. You just got finished saying you couldn't hear from down there. Now you make it sound like the place
Coming
was
alive.
being ripped apart. It wouldn't
Calling
matter
out the white man, and he's right.
All right, now you tell me. I'm not going to take that kind of a chance when we got a safe place. We luck into a safe place, and you're telling us we got to risk our lives just because somebody might need help, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
all right, why don't we settle this?
Look, mister, we came up. Okay, we're here. Now I suggest we all go back downstairs before any of those things find out we're in here.
They can't get in here.
You got the whole place boarded up?
Yeah, most of it. All but a few spots upstairs. They won't be hard to fix.
I don't know if that guy in the background's short, but God, that way that's filmed, he looks like a
Yeah.
midget.
Can't
Yeah,
get in
I know,
here.
right?
I'm telling you, those
A little
things turned
people.
over our car.
Vertically
And I-
challenged, excuse me. I have
And
to
you-
clean
and
this
you
up.
never
Tell me those things can't get through this lousy pile of wood?
Oh, he's got what, a machete?
His wife and kids.
Yeah.
upstairs.
The thing is that you never stand next to a window. Never.
Well, I still think we're better off up here.
We could strengthen everything up, Mr. Cooper.
With all of us working, we can fix this place up in no time. We have everything we need up here.
We can take all
This
that
guy
up
sounds and looks a little bit
downstairs.
like Obama, and I don't mean because he's black.
You got a million windows. up
I know,
there.
no.
All these windows, you're gonna make them strong enough to keep these things out, huh?
I told you those things don't have any strength. I smashed 3 of them and pushed another one out the door.
Did you hear me when I told you they turned over our car?
Oh, hell, any good 5 men can do that.
That's my point. Only there's not going to be 5 or even 10. There's going to be 20, 30, maybe 100 of those things. And as soon as they know we're here, this place is going to be crawling with them.
Well, if there are that many, they'll probably get us wherever we are.
Look, the cellar. The cellar, there's only one door, right? Just one door, that's all we have to protect. Tom and I fixed it so it locks and boards from the inside. But up here, all these windows, why, we'd never know where they were going to hit us next.
You got a point, Mr. Cooper. But down in the cellar, there's no place to run to.
Exactly.
I mean, if they did get in, there'd be no.
I always thought about
No,
too.
he's
like,
bad
where we
acting.
go,
I was
you
just
know?
thinking Cooper was
We can
acting
get
well.
out of here if we have to.
But this guy,
We got
that guy,
windows to see
no.
what's going on outside.
This little
But
kid.
down there with no windows, if
Yeah.
the
Mr.
rescue
Cooper.
party did come, we wouldn't even know it.
But the cellar is the strongest place.
The cellar is a death trap.
It is a
I don't
death
know,
trap.
Mr. Cooper. I think he's right. You know how many's out there?
I would go upstairs. At least you go on the roof.
Look,
Yeah.
you two can do whatever you like. I'm going back down to the cellar.
And then when I get in there,
you
I light the
better
whole entire
decide,
house on fire.
because I'm going to board up that door.
That's
and
what I
I'm
do.
not going to unlock it again no matter what happens.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Cooper.
No, I'm not going to wait. I've made my decision. Now you make yours.
Now, wait a minute. Let's think about this. We can make it to the cellar if we have to. And if we do decide to stay down there, we'll need some things from up here. So let's at least consider this a while.
You box yourself in the cellar and those things get in the house, you've had it. At least up here you have a fighting chance.
We need to say, like, guess what? I have a gun. You don't have a gun.
Yeah, right now that machete would scare me though, and he's angry.
More than there were. There are a lot out back, too.
I just think of Ash. Good, bad. See it? The window told you.
Good guy, bad guy. I'm the guy with the gun. Yep.
You're getting too close, buddy. You're getting too close.
The orchestra score is good, but the sound
Yeah, I
effects
know.
are lacking.
You shot me.
It's all right.
Oh, now we hear another female voice in the house.
Headshot, please. There you go.
Whammy. Third time's the charm.
That's your bang right there.
Yeah, that's a good shot, though. Beautiful shot.
Now, oh, there you go. There's your nudity. Unfortunately, with girl nudity, you get guy nudity too. Naked zombies. Uh-oh. Those the bugs.
He probably ad-libbed that, too.
Yeah.
You're crazy. Those things are going to be at every window and door in this place. We've got to get down into the cellar.
Go down in that damn cellar. Get out of here!
I'm taking the girl with me.
You leave her here. Keep your hands off her. And everything else that's up here, too. Because if
Who
I'm
down there? We've got a right.
This your house.
We've got a right.
You going down there with him?
Well,
Yes or no? This is your last chance. No beating around the bush.
Listen, I got a kid down there. She can't possibly. I couldn't bring her up here. She can't possibly take all the racket and those things smashing through the windows.
Well, you're her father. If you're stupid enough to go die in that trap, that's your business. However, I am not stupid enough to follow you. It is tough for the kid. That old man is so
Now I can see why
stupid.
people like this movie because he just tells them
Get
what
the hell down in the cellar.
an idiot is.
You can be the boss down there. I'm boss
This
down
kind of
here.
level of dialogue was a lot more common back in movies. It wasn't so sensitive. And this isn't like, aggressive in your face. It's just realistic.
I mean it.
I mean, this
Mr.
guy's
Cooper, with your help, we could...
balding, and he's got the suit on with the friggin' pin on his tie, which really looks very non-masculine. But the guy, you can tell, is really angry, and he's doing it. He's great at it.
Judy, come on up here, honey.
I said Mr. Cooper, the midget. I say midget, let's say
I want to get
bodybuilder.
her too, huh?
It's all right, honey. Go ahead.
Ooh. There you go. This movie just improved from a 4 to a 7.
Yeah. So he locks himself in there. Just
If we stick
past the
together,
48-minute
man,
mark.
we can fix it up real good. There's lots of places we can run to up here. Mr. Cooper, we'd all be a lot better off if all three of us were working together.
Hey. Hey, kid.
Kind of reminds you of Trish Stratus a little bit.
Yeah.
She is.
He's wrong, you know. I'm not boxing myself in down there.
Time for another smoke.
Well, we're safe now. It's boarded up tight.
What about Tom and Judy?
They want to stay up there, let them.
So now show him with his wife and I guess their daughter who looks sick.
There
So we get a
two
different
other
side. He's
people
not just an
upstairs.
angry white
Oh.
Man
male.
and a girl.
No, no.
Children screaming.
The only problem was this. I wonder if
Yeah,
it
but I
holds
didn't know who
true.
they
If you
were,
die,
and
you
I
come
wasn't about
back.
to take any unnecessary chances.
Of course not, Harry.
This might be like an allegory for the typical 60s household, angry white male, and the wife that just defers to him, and then of course they pay the ultimate price with the child.
Is she all
Allegedly,
right?
if what you say is true happens.
She feels
I
warm.
gotta say though, for
Shock.
being a farmhouse, it's got a really tall
Where'd you get the
ceiling.
bandage?
Some laundry in a basket.
It's a root cellar, right?
Most of them, yeah, most of them weren't that tall. You had to duck your head down.
Yeah.
Let them stay up.
So I wonder if it's even attached. It's a set's a totally different.
Too many ways those
prop.
monsters can get in.
As
up
far as the
there.
thing, it's not attached to a house.
We'll
I wonder if
see.
they're actually on a different
We'll see.
made
When
set.
they come begging me to let them in down here.
That's important, isn't it?
What?
To be right, everybody else to be wrong.
What do you mean by that?
Because they didn't show him walking down the stairs.
Oh, they
Does
did.
anyone
He
up
did.
there
Well,
know
yeah.
why we're being attacked?
Whatever it is, it isn't just happening here. It's some kind of mass murder. It's going on everywhere.
Mass
Radio said
murder.
to stay inside.
Radio.
Radio upstairs. I heard a news bulletin.
There's a radio upstairs and you boarded us in down here?
I know what I'm doing.
What did it say?
Nothing. Nothing.
His
They
wife's
don't know
yelling at him now. I love this.
There's mass murder everywhere, and people are supposed to look for a safe place to hide.
Take the boards off that door.
We are staying down here, Helen.
Harry, that radio is at least some kind of communication. If the authorities know what's happening, well, they'll send people for us so they tell us what to do. How are we going to know what's going on if we lock ourselves in this dungeon?
She's too hot for him.
Right?
We
But he's
may
probably
not
making good
enjoy
money.
living together.
Maybe he had a
Dying
decent
together
job.
isn't going to solve anything. Those
That's-
people aren't our
that's what I
enemies.
think.
Not off
way.
the gold standard just yet. Thank you, Nixon.
Yep.
Mr. Cooper, Ben found a television set upstairs.
Let's go up. Tom?
Yeah.
If Judy would come downstairs for a few minutes, Harry and I could come upstairs.
Okay, yeah, right away.
So you can tell he's angry, but that's his front because he's really kind of scared.
Look, honey, nothing's gonna get done with them down there and us up here. Do this for me.
She wants to stay upstairs with the black guy.
Okay, open up.
I would too, because that guy seems like he knows what he's doing. Compared to these,
Well,
idiots.
also too, it's interesting because both male leads have used the same argument about, well, if we just get through the night, somebody will come looking for us, like the government will send people. And they didn't really say government, but they just said people will come for us. They'll send people, and so this reliance on a government obviously is just one possible theme this movie might have something more to say about.
Why don't you go upstairs now?
well, same with anything like The Walking Dead. Like they were overrun, so it's nothing you can really do. And the fact that these people are relying on the government, they're probably pacifists. I would. You want to be so well. That time, they all people were. They were still idiots who relied on the government to do everything for them.
Her brother was killed.
Hey, give me a hand with this thing.
I gotta go help Ben with the television.
The TVs with their cathode ray tubes in there were heavy. Oh my god, they're massive. Someone there's probably like a
Well, yeah.
wood top one if he's helping with a TV. Yeah. Probably
Any
showing a
tube
little leg
screen,
there, it's
even up to-
phenomenal.
Yep.
She looks like a Natasha Kinski type. Yeah, lots of doilies on farms too. Hey,
We had
time
one
for a
here
smoke.
under- I know, right? You want a cigarette?
Don't be afraid of me. I'm Helen Cooper, Harry's wife.
Actually,
Can
she
I
looks
have a
like Julia
cigarette?
Roberts. Wow.
Which one?
This place is ridiculous.
The one laying down, being
Look
weird.
at this.
No, the one
Oh, the
that
brunette,
just
the other
Million
brunette.
spots up here. Give me one of those.
Her brother was killed.
Yeah, but he wasn't eating though, so he's fine. He'll come back.
And they talk about these windows.
Did his head hit the
I
tombstone
can't
though?
see a damn thing.
Is that how he died?
50 million of those
That's
things
what I
out there.
thought.
That's how much good these windows are.
With no blood spots, I don't really know exactly what happened because he got pushed down and then he never got back up.
Yeah. Just have to accept that, I guess, for what it is.
Here I have it. Drag a
Still,
couple of those
Meltzer?
chairs together.
There's a socket over here.
If you're following on with us right now, we're at the 45-second mark.
54.
You better watch this and try to understand what's going
Yep.
on.
We're almost at the 55-minute
Oh.
mark in a few seconds.
I don't want anyone's life on my hands.
Or that's where I'm at. Oh, I'll
I
stay
don't want to
here.
hear any more from you, mister.
A moment.
If you stay up here, you take orders from me.
So right
And
now
now
at
you're losing
55.
your
55 right now.
Yep.
It's on, it's on.
Yeah.
There's no sound. Play with the rabbit ears.
Reports, incredible as they seem, are not the results of mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. What do they think? We're imagining all this?
Shut up.
I guess he needs to shut up so he can at least hear the TV.
The wave of murder which is sweeping the eastern third of the nation is being committed by creatures who feast upon the flesh of their victims. First eyewitness accounts of this grisly development came from people who were understandably frightened and almost incoherent. Officials and newsmen at first discounted those eyewitness descriptions as being beyond
I miss old
belief.
TVs like this.
However, the reports persisted. Medical examinations of some of the victims bore out the fact that they had been partially devoured.
Partially devoured for the
I
5th
think we
time.
have some late word just arriving,
Right.
and I'll interrupt to bring this to you. This is the latest disclosure in a report from National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder. A widespread investigation of reports from funeral homes, morgues, and hospitals has concluded that the unburied dead are coming back to life and seeking human victims. It's hard for us here to believe what we're reporting to you, but it does seem to be a fact. When this emergency first
Brings me back to
began,
my point. They're
radio
talking
and
about
television
they
were
said that the
advising
dead's come
people to
back.
stay
People who
inside,
previously died coming
behind
back
locked doors for
and
safety.
actually commits
That
acts of murder.
situation has now changed, and we're able to
I'm
report
thinking
a
right now,
definite
like
course of
that
action for you.
child down there.
Civil defense
She's not
machinery
moving
has
down
been
there.
organized to
If they go
provide
down there with that
rescue
child, the
stations
child's gonna
with
attack them.
shelter, medical treatment, and protection by armed National Guardsmen.
Oh yeah, this is
Stay tuned
escalating
to
the
broadcasting stations in your
tension
local
here.
area for this list of rescue stations.
Those were almost at the
Yep.
end of the
Be
second
repeated
act.
throughout our news coverage. Look for the name of the rescue station nearest you and make your way to that
Yeah,
location
showing the rescue
as
stations.
soon as possible.
So we have that truck. If we can get some gas, we can get out of here.
There's a pump out by the shed.
I know that's why I pulled in here, but it's locked.
Emergency meeting called this afternoon by the president. Since convening this conference of the presidential cabinet, the FBI, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the CIA has not produced any public
Look at
information.
the length on those
Why
phones,
are
the
space
extension
experts
cords.
being consulted
Wow.
about Earth
Dude,
bound
I missed that. I
So
still
far,
have one of those in
all
my
the betting
house.
on the
Well, not a
answer to
rotary
that
phone, but I have the
question
corded
centers on
ones.
recent Explorer satellite shot to Venus. That
Yeah, everybody
satellite,
uses
you'll
smartphones
recall,
now.
started back to Earth.
If you're lucky,
but
you're
never
lucky if
got
you
here.
find someone who actually has a landline.
That's the space vehicle which orbited Venus and then was purposely destroyed by NASA when scientists discovered it was carrying a mysterious high-level radiation with it.
Well, he's wearing the
Could
radio
that
headset.
radiation be somehow
with the,
responsible for the
cord.
wholesale murders we're now suffering?
Nothing's wireless there.
Newsman Don Quinn
Oh,
in
I'll
Washington
analog.
has posed those questions.
It's obvious our best move is to try to get out of here.
How are you going to get over to that pump?
Meeting at the White House.
Look,
You're coming from a meeting regarding the explosive radiation on the Venus probe is enough to cause these mutations.
There was a very high degree of radiation.
Well, just a minute. I'm not sure that that's certain at all. I don't think that has been
only logical
irrefutably
explanation that
proved.
we
Oh, they're all lying. Well, the guy's like, yeah, it was a Venus probe.
Point that the radiation is not the cause of the mutation.
I can't speak for the entire military at this time, gentlemen.
Seems to
I
be.
must disagree with these gentlemen presently until this is irrefutably proved.
Everything is being done that can be done.
We'll have to hurry for our next meeting. Professor, you feel that there is a definite connection between the...
Definite connection as far as Dr. Keller and myself. Doctor, please. I thought we decided that is not true.
Well, this looks like it's actually
Was
shot
where-
there
was
with the
the
Capitol
satellite-
coming up.
when
See?
the satellite was exploded.
Unusual amount of
Yeah.
radiation, enough to cause mutation under certain circumstances.
Could have happened to
have a bearing on it.
It does seem to have a bearing.
There's no zombies here yet.
Will there be a reply for the
Later.
Yes.
There will be a reply.
Yes.
Later this afternoon. There will be a report this afternoon.
Perhaps there will be a report. Later. Will you close the window? We have everything possible to solve the problem.
That's
have to
probably
try to get out of
real,
here.
real
He
tape
said the
with
rescue
them carrying.
stations have doctors and medical supplies.
Well,
If we could get care in there, we could get help for her.
No, it's one of the world's foremost authorities on space science and technology.
Willard. I saw a sign that said Willard.
Any moment.
It's only about 17 miles from here.
You know this area. You from around here?
Judy and I are both from around here.
that guy looks real
We
short
were on our
though.
way up to the lake to go swimming. And Judy had a radio, and we heard the first reports about this. So we knew the old house was here, and we came in and found the lady upstairs dead. Then these other people came. We went down into the basement and put a bar across the door, and it is pretty strong.
How could we possibly get away from here? We've got a sick child, 2 women, 1 woman out of her head, 3 men, and the place is surrounded.
Sick child.
by this thing.
Yeah, that's not good.
Dr. Grimes, your entire staff, I know, has been working very hard to find some solution to these things that are happening. Do you have any answers at this time?
Yes, we have some answers. But first, let me stress the importance of seeking medical attention for anyone who's been injured in any way. We don't know yet what complications
The
might
motherly
result from
instincts
such
kicking in here. 'Cause
How
the
bad
sick
is your kid
daughter,
been
she
hurt?
suspects it while everyone else is just thinking about what to do.
Look, you go down there and tell, Judy? Yeah, you tell Judy to come up here and you stay with the kid, all right?
It's actually a really fast movie.
Yeah, I just made that comment. It's really flowing fast. And I'm shocked. I forgot how quick it goes.
which all 4 limbs had been
It all went
amputated.
downhill with Walter
Sometime
Cronkite
early this morning,
injecting all
it
liberal
opened its
stuff in
eyes
the news.
and
Because
began
right
to
now,
move its
old
trunk. It was
casts used to
dead,
be like this,
but
where
it
it seemed
opened
like
its
people were
eyes and tried to
professional, where it
move.
was just talk about the facts and nothing more.
They want you upstairs. Did she ask for me?
She hasn't done anything.
I don't understand.
Baby,
It's Mommy.
I heard.
Unfortunately, there's no rats in this movie.
I'll come back down as soon as I find out what they want.
Thank you, Judy.
The body should be disposed of at once, preferably by cremation.
Well, how long after death, then, does the body become reactivated?
It's only a matter of minutes.
Only a matter of minutes. So basically, they have to consider to cremate the
Oh,
body.
you're right. It doesn't
real
give them
fast.
time to make funeral arrangements. The bodies must be carried to the street and burned. They must be burned immediately. Soak them with gasoline and burn them.
I love it. He's like, he's gonna burn them immediately. No, you gotta burn them immediately. Soak with gasoline, burn them immediately.
Well, I think it's hard to picture what this would be like seeing it, say, 68, 69, early 70s, those kinds of things.
Small strips, okay? Is there a fruit cellar here?
Yes.
We need some bottles or jars. Make Molotov cocktails to hold them out while we try to escape.
Hey, there's a big can of kerosene down there.
I'll see what I can find.
I'll look for the bottles.
There's a big key ring down there. There may be a key to the gas pump on it.
I'll check.
We can toss the cocktails from a window upstairs. Meantime, a couple of us can go out and try to get the gas and come back for the rest of the people.
But that'll leave a door open someplace.
Yeah, that's right. Better be this door. It's closer to the truck.
That's Judith. Judy's
Before
actually
we
her
go
name
over to
actually
the
is
bar behind the
Judith.
cellar door. While we're gone, the rest of you can hold up in
Judith
there.
Ridley.
I found some fruit jars in the cellar. And there's a key on here that's labeled for the gas pump out back.
I'm not really that used to the truck. I found it abandoned.
I can handle the truck, no sweat.
You're it then. You and I'll go.
Unfortunately, that the one that plays Judy, she didn't. This is her only movie she's done.
Yeah.
We'll put whatever lumber we find behind the cellar door.
Which is weird though, because she's a
You can go
pretty
upstairs and toss
decent
the
looking
cocktails from
person.
a window. Tom, you and I will have to unboard this
Well,
door.
actually, they're pretty
After
good
you toss
looking.
the cocktails, you hustle back down here and lock this door. It's no good
Yeah.
to board it up because we'll have to get back in quickly. After we get the gas and get back into the house, then we'll worry about getting everybody into the truck.
So I guess Romero's admitted that this is a I Am Legend ripoff of Matheson, which of course was, some movies that got remade, like Last Man on Earth, but then Omega Man was recovered on a Xtreme Sci-Fi show, and of course the Will Smith version of I
So-
Am Legend.
Here's a little trivia for this. Judy was actually a receptionist for Carl Hardman and Marilyn Eastman, and later one for George Romero's company, the Latin
You always have a
Image.
smile for me. How can you smile like that all the time? How many do we have done? Come on, honey, we gotta move.
Tom, are you sure about the phone?
The phone is dead out. All you get is a recorded message.
If I could only call the folks. They're going to be so worried about us.
Everything will be all right. As soon as we get to Willard, we'll call them. They might even be there.
I know.
I've seen too many Bond movies lately because he's reminded me of
Tom,
On Her Majesty's Secret Service Bond.
are you sure we're doing the right thing, Tom?
What, about getting out of
Right?
here?
Yeah.
Well,
She seems like a Bond girl, though.
She's
We've
gorgeous.
got to get to a rescue station.
I know.
I don't know.
Come on, honey, you're starting to sound like Mr. Cooper now.
Right
Why
now,
do
watch
you
her at
have
the
to go
105
out
mark.
there?
Look, I know how to handle that truck, and I can handle the pump.
So this takes
Ben
place
doesn't
in
know anything about
Pennsylvania.
that stuff.
Yeah, it's north of Pittsburgh.
But we're safe
Yeah,
in
okay.
here.
For how long, honey? We're safe now, but there's going to be more and more of those things.
I know all that.
Hey, listen. Remember when we had the big flood? Remember how difficult it was for us to convince you that it was right to leave? Remember we had to go to Willard then? This isn't a
Yeah,
passing
so this
thing,
whole
honey.
entire movie base is it's setting into the
It's
black
not
and
like
white.
just a
Like I said
wind
before,
passing
it makes it
through.
kind of gloomy.
We've got to
And
do
also the fact you're getting this
something fast.
claustrophobic going on. Everybody's getting panic in here. They're getting can't go anywhere. What do you do?
I just don't want you to go out there, that's all.
How many people in this situation would snap?
Smiley.
Well, so far it's actually just been Barbara, and everyone else seems to be somewhat normal. I mean, and you get some reason to maybe almost care for some of the characters like these two here. They seem,
Where these people have already been in here.
yeah.
You know, Barbara's still kind of weird.
We better get her downstairs.
We have to go downstairs now, Barbara.
She's right. You have to go downstairs now, just for a little while, until we get back. Then we can all leave.
Oh, I'd like to leave.
Oh, they're gonna try and make him run for the pumps.
They're planning they're going to execute it, so we'll see.
I would have someone upstairs to relay.
Well, so I think some we're going to go out there and do that. Some we're going to throw from the top, is what he said. We'll see.
That guy's dead.
Yeah.
I'm like, just a glare. Oh, he's gonna go out that way?
I think he's going to cower it out, though. I'm wondering. Nope.
Nope.
You ready upstairs? Yeah. Okay, toss them.
Oh, he's doing Molotov cocktails.
Yeah. And then that way they can, once that they start getting scared, run out and go get the gas. They think they've got the key. Then they can come back get everybody.
Just I still can't get over the fact they're like Frankenstein. Fire bad.
Go ahead, go on.
I'm going with them.
Get back in the cellar. I'm going. It's too late.
She's dead. Headshot. You not learn anything?
That. Well, they couldn't film that. There we go. But one thing I do appreciate too, even though this is filmed in black and white, is that it's dark. I mean, and it really reminds me of being out in the farm in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Super dark.
And does he have any headlights? I remember one got smashed out. I remember that.
I think they both did actually. The zombies early on, which is a key point actually from earlier.
All right.
I'm wondering on the farm back in that time if that would be diesel, you know, for all the other equipment.
All right. You know what would happen if he shot that and actually hit the pump?
Watch the torch.
Oh my god. Really?
You gotta get away from the pump.
What an idiot.
He's just nervous. He shot his load early.
He's gonna drive away.
He's panicking.
So it's gonna explode.
Romeo and Juliet, just like young lovers.
Is the truck gonna explode?
I don't know. We thought so.
Yeah. We run out of gas soon, though.
Get out of here. Come on, come on.
I'm stuck.
She's froze.
I guess that's better than being eaten alive.
Well, that's different too. The young people die rather than the old people. But they were actually good. They were trying to do stuff, but
man. Headshot, please. Nope. I would spray them all with gasoline.
Willard has a rat problem. That's cute, Frack. I get it. Not a Discord. Oh, you mean
in the chat.
It's a little bit of a cynical, I think, movie too, because you're starting to notice the do-gooders are getting killed, like the innocent couple there, and then you've got untrustworthy guy that wants to be right here. You know, you left him in the room by yourself, in the house. Here we go. Eat it. Take it.
Why is he mad at him again? I think I missed that part. Because he was supposed to go out there and the kids went out there instead. He let the girl out.
You out there and feed you those things.
He didn't stop the girl from the young wife from coming out, which distracted the other guy. He didn't do his job that he agreed to do. And whether you like the plan or not, you gotta, if you agreed to it, you gotta execute it. And he didn't.
They're dead though.
Flesh is flesh, baby.
Even would there, at that point, would there be anything left?
Oh yeah. I don't think
they'd be burnt to a crisp.
I think it's just the back of the truck. Yeah, but black and white. This is kind of gross. Entrails.
Yeah. Ugh. I remember looking at Paul Sasha's again. Ear bone.
The music's really good too. It's disgusting.
The bass.
Yeah.
Or what? Or
sounds like a really bad, like low AM signal or something.
Yeah, like a
electronic
feedback. Yeah.
Battle fatigue setting in.
Isn't it 3 o'clock yet?
Now that's funny to me, because that means he still got several hours before dawn.
Leave. Well, we better leave soon. It's 10 minutes to 3.
You know anything about this area at all? I mean, is Willard the nearest town?
Jeez.
I don't know. We were
We're at
just trying to get to a
1 hour
motel
and
before
16
dark.
minutes right now.
Exactly.
You say those things
Perfect.
turned your car over. You think we can get it back on its wheels and drive it? Where is it?
Seems like it was pretty far away. Seems like we ran.
They got no truck now. They can't leave
Forget it.
anywhere.
It's at least a mile.
Johnny has the keys.
You gonna carry that child a mile through that army of things out there?
I can carry the kid. What's wrong with her? How'd she get hurt?
One of those things grabbed her.
And
Hit
bitter.
her on the arm.
Oh, great.
What's wrong?
Who knows what kind of disease those things carry? Is she conscious?
Barely.
She can't walk. She's too weak.
You have to kill her.
Well, one of us could try to get to the car.
You gonna turn it over by yourself?
You have a car? Where? Where is it?
You won't be able to start it.
Yeah, I know. But where is it?
We're done now. Let's war.
Nothing like a female zombie in a cocktail dress.
Alright.
Good Lord.
Like Thanksgiving out there.
Being monitored closely by scientists at all the radiation detection stations.
I gotta say the best part of this basically just
They report the level
them
of
watching the
mysterious
TV.
radiation continues to increase.
Yeah,
seem to
it
do that a
is
lot.
good. It's very
As long as
effective.
this situation remains, government spokesmen warn that dead bodies will continue to be transformed into the flesh-eating ghouls. All persons who die during this crisis, from whatever cause, will come back to life to seek human victims unless
Yeah,
their
your-
bodies
your daughter,
are
buddy.
first disposed of by cremation. Our news cameras have just returned from covering such a search and destroy operation against the ghouls. This one conducted by Sheriff Conan McClellan in Butler County, Pennsylvania. So now let's go to that film report.
Alright.
All law enforcement agencies and the military have been organized to search out and destroy the marauding ghouls. The Survival Command Center at the Pentagon has disclosed that
Either
a
they're doing
ghoul
headshots.
can be killed by a shot in the head or a heavy blow
See?
to the skull. Officials are quoted as explaining that since the brain of a ghoul has been activated
Hey,
by
it's
the
Nick Cage.
radiation, the plan
Yeah.
is to kill the brain.
All those cigarettes that everyone's got.
I know, right?
No,
Makes you kind of want to start light up a cigarette myself.
Hey, Cass, put that thing all the way in the fire. We don't want it getting up again.
Chief McClellan, how's everything going?
Oh, things aren't going too bad. Men are taking it pretty good. You want to get on the other side of the road over there?
Chief, do you think we'll be
I like
able
his
to
hat.
defeat these things?
He's got the cigarettes in
Well,
there.
we killed 19 of them
Oh,
today
yeah.
right in this area. Those last 3 we caught trying to claw their way into an abandoned shed. They must have thought somebody was in there. There wasn't, though. We heard them making all kind of noise. We came over and beat them off, blasted them down.
Beat him up, blast him down.
Yeah, okay.
It's funny how it's a
if I was
self-sufficient
surrounded by 6
little
or 8 of these
militia.
things, would I stand a chance with them?
Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot them
Yeah,
in
they-
the head.
the kid
That's
said they
a
killed
sure
like
way to
19
kill
of
'em. If you don't get yourself a club or a torch, beat them or burn them. They go up pretty easy.
Well, Chief McClellan, how long do you think it will take you until you get the situation under control?
Well, that's pretty hard to say. We don't know how many of them there are. We know when we find them, we can kill them.
Are they slow-moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
They give you
Well,
all the
in
information
time,
now.
would you
How
say you
slow
ought to be
they
able
are.
to wrap this up in 24 hours?
Well, we don't really know. We know we'll be into it most of the night, probably into the early morning. We're working our way toward Willard, and we'll team up with the National Guard over there, and then we'll be able to give a more definite view.
Thank you very much, Chief McClellan. This is Bill Cardill, WIC TV 11 News. Thank you, Bill.
But I like the veneer of the,
Official
you
spokesman
know, the world's
declined
not
to
completely
speculate
breaking down. It's
No.
not an apocalypse. It's just something that's happened. It's
Now-
kind of creepy.
I always thought.
You know, can't break off
My-
that whole middle-class suburbia
Yeah.
kind of dream that's going on here. I think that's part of the
Fuse
horror of
box
it
in the
too.
cellar?
And now escalation here with the lights off.
Well, now that the lights are off, now they're gonna come in because the light was keeping away, wasn't it? They don't like light.
Yep. They're afraid to like the fire and stuff.
I have to get that gun.
Haven't you had enough?
Look, 2 people are dead already on account of that guy. Take a look out that window.
This guy's such a friggin' weasel. Yeah, just and we saw them do this earlier. The ghouls, as they just referred to them.
They use clubs now. It's so cheesy. They would not do this.
Oh.
You imagine the zombie picking up a gun and start shooting us? It's just so weird. What's the seller gonna do? And she's right by the window. Get away from the window!
I know these effects aren't very special.
No, but he's just staying like a coward.
He is. That's a survival mechanism. Oh, there's the gun I want. Let me go grab it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to stay up here now? Helen, get the cellar. Get the cellar now. Move!
You're gonna end up shooting Helen. She better move. Really? Really? Why wouldn't you move? And he's in the cellar now.
But has he been shot? Huh?
In the gut. In the gut.
Yeah? And who else is down in there?
His dead daughter. Don't worry, baby. I'll protect you.
I think this black and white stuff's really good, though. I mean, the way it's filmed here, though. Like, this is a really good looking scene.
Well, look how dark it is in there. Where's the other guy?
You know, I did remark earlier that she was a bit tasty looking.
Yeah.
So Barbara's got the girl power thing going on now. She's back to reality, trying to assert herself, which is good to see. Oh!
Oh!
Daddy got his comeuppance. Yeah. Well, it looked like she got right in the stomach. The little girl's coming after Mama.
Baby's gonna use a knife. Ooh, spade.
Shouldn't have taught her that game.
Oh! Over and over and over. These are truly sound effects, man.
Cutting edge
That
at the
goes,
time, though.
Oh.
This is pretty gory, though.
I know that. The fact that you let the zombies be that intelligent makes it much more freaking kind of annoying. I kind of like them where they just kind of like stumble around and try to grab you, but I don't like it when they're like using clubs and stuff. It's your brother. Told you. Nope, she's gone. Where's he gonna go, in the basement?
All coming in. That looked like the guy from earlier. There's the little girl.
He's gonna use the 4x4 to board it up. I look around. Hey, this is actually pretty nice stakes.
Yeah, think about it, nobody cared about the white guy dying because he's a coward, but then the mom gets her world shattered with the daughter who's eating her mother. I mean, that's pretty graphic, especially for the time. And it's still kind of creepy looking. I think too with a lot of the shots, I don't know if it's intentional, but I think with a lot of the zombies, you don't really get a chance to see their face, so you just see these bodies moving around, so it's like very not personal.
Oh yeah. Doesn't he have another board to put up against it? Like prop against, maybe? Now, where's the guy with no arm? The mom.
It's that same sound music from earlier, yeah.
They have to reanimate. Headshot, please. Finally. Comes the mom.
Now, yeah, that's what I don't understand. She was killed. Yeah, so, but not bitten. So, yeah, if you died, you would come back, just like
Yep.
Barbara's brother did.
Well, that's how they do in The Walking Dead. No matter how you die, you're already infected with the disease.
Yeah.
But this, they already have the radiation, whatever, is causing this problem. Isn't there a cellar door? I thought there was.
Yeah, there could be. Not always.
I know it was standard back then for when people had tornadoes and stuff. They always had an outside door. Like my grandfather has a door. He is on his farmhouse, so you can get it from the outside. All right, now it's daytime. Where are the zombies?
Yeah, we're almost over, right at the 129 mark now, so we'll see what the resolution is.
Will there be a happy ending? Or
there's no happy endings like they always promised.
The old MASH helicopter.
I've seen some zombies just walking on the field. That's a kind of a cool shot. Showing you what's
Are those zombies? Oh,
no, no, I'm sorry. No, that's the guard doing their sweep. Yeah.
Now they're coming across the field. Man.
German Shepherd. This is the same spot where they just had the interview a little while ago. Bring out the dogs, baby. Watch these beautiful creatures go to work.
Hey, Vince, Al, you want to get about 4 or 5 men and a couple dogs? There's a house over here behind those trees. We want to go check it out. You go here, Bill.
Yeah, Chief, we're going to stay with it till we meet up with the National Guard.
Where'd you get the coffee?
One of the volunteers, you're doing all the work, you take it.
Thank you. We should be wrapped up here about 3 or 4 more hours. We'll probably get into Willard then. I guess you can go over there and meet the National Guard. Nick, you and the rest of these men want to come with me?
Well, Bill, I'm going to check in the office, see what's happening. All right, Steve, tell them we're going to stay with it, and everything appears to be under control.
Release the hounds, baby. Here we go. Yeah, it's hard to stay up all night if you're used to a regular work schedule. And this guy's been through a lot of stress, so usually you crash from that. So they're showing him here, and I honestly don't remember if he makes it or not. I thought he did not, but we'll see. Oh, here's some zombies.
I'm assuming probably. Well, how do you distinguish who is not? Because I'm sure that all these people are trigger happy too. I'd be afraid.
Well, you get the impression that it's a very competent group because this actually is just, volunteer militia. It's not even a National Guard.
Yeah.
And they're not being portrayed as a bunch of dumb local yokels, like from the South.
So would you say these are your NRA members?
Somebody had a cook out here, man. Yeah, sure looks like it, Tom.
A pro-gun?
Standard way of life, yeah, on the farm. So yeah, you get the breakdown of family. You get the breakdown of some of these race and sex norms, and then you get this big thing with the media that was more apparent in the second half. So it's actually, kind of cynical in a way, which is the horror of it to me.
I'm gonna take a guess right here. I'm gonna take a guess right here. He's not gonna make it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He's gonna get shot up too on accident.
Nick, Tony, Steve, you want to get out in that field and build me a bonfire?
Someone's gonna get startled, and they're like, "Oh, there he is." I'm amazed that the zombie dispersed though.
Drag that out of here and throw it on the fire. Nothing down here? All right, go ahead down and give him a hand. Let's go check out the house. There's something there. I heard a noise. All right, Vince, hit him in the head, right between the eyes.
There you go.
Good shot. Okay, he's dead. Let's go get him. That's another one for the fire.
That sucks.
But that's the cynical part to it. The most competent person going through all this stuff, and you just don't make it. It's almost like you can't beat the system.
Right.
And then of course the racial tone here of looks like they're getting ready to hook him up.
Now this looks like it has a dark ending, but it also has a happy ending because it means they killed all the zombies.
Keep those dogs back off of those things.
Keith Lane's Tom.
Yeah, I'm just watching some more of these images as the credits roll. See if there's anything
Yeah.
else.
George Costanza? Oh, sorry. Chill Billy isn't here. Chill Billy Cardell.
Somebody from the Wikipedia was an actual news person at the time and was able to be in the film, which I guess gave it some local authenticity. There was a horror show that was up there, and he may have been involved. Just like in Tampa, they had got some others, and then of course Central Florida has me. Yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the movie starts off, and it seems, to your point, I was going, wow, I agree with you. It seemed kind of not silly, but not like, oh my God, that's so scary. But just as it goes on and on, this constant, it's like water dripping on your forehead. At some point, it's the same thing over and over again. Death by a thousand cuts, but it adds up. And it just gives you this really, like I say, bitter, cynical ending here where there's no message to it. It's just, hey, this is life. It's going to break down. Boom. And then they do it so slow that really not a lot of stuff happens till about halfway through. And I think lulling you early on, taking 2-3 minutes before things get going at the cemetery, and then in the house, and then cutting back and forth with nothing's really happening. They're just kind of illustrating certain points and showing stuff, and then they take the moment to kind of like make you almost care about some of the characters, and then they all die off right after that. It didn't feel forced or rushed. It just felt like, wow, this is kind of cynical, because it seemed like it was a fast movie, actually, really quick. And I give it a lot of credit for that, plus the way it's shot. So I wouldn't say it's terrifying, like scary, but when you think about it, a guy, I hate to make it sound like this, but on an adult intellectual level, it is kind of creepy. And for the time, I can only picture how much more cynical it was than if you just watched it now and had no idea what it was.
Yeah, Robert Ebert had done a thing in the Chicago Sun Times.
Hmm.
He did a review on this, and he said the kids at the time when this came out, the kids in the audience were basically stunned. There was almost complete silence. The movie had to be stopped. It stopped being delightfully scary about halfway through, but now becoming unexpectedly terrifying. There was a little girl across from me in the aisle, maybe 9 years old, who was sitting very still in her seat and crying. You know, you
Definitely a
know,
different film at the time coming out. It's really
yeah,
to me the first kind of antisocial sort of movie, group thing that really got popular.
yeah.
It would be Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which we will cover at some point, because that whole big conspiracy theory but alien type thing is, they mesh so well together. But this movie to me is right up there as well. And again, it was, to your point, took a while before it got legs, but man, it's just, I think it's a great film. I do enjoy it a lot. It's not one that you rewatch all the time, but it's got that tone that just hits you early on. And like many of the things we said about the Hammer's first film of Dracula earlier tonight applies. It's got a great sound with it, shot well. It's pretty cut and dry, right to the point. There's not a lot of talking going on, and you get to see what happens. And you see how people interact, and it's realistic. The people they got in here were real people, not actors for the most part, and it comes across and on a micro budget too. My goodness, something to be said about a lean film.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anything like this, and well, it's my first time watching this, but it's the first time I've actually seen where the zombies actually had some, they were actually some sentient, some kind of intellect to them, where they able to do something. Otherwise, normal ones were just like, just walk around so slow.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, and then when what was it called? World War Z came out, they totally changed the whole entire aspect of them. They turned them into like basically like ants,
Yeah,
where they can go real fast, climb and stack.
and that's
And
kind of
one,
cool. It's a different take, and you can explore it that way. That's why right now with zombies, to your point, they're so versatile. Just like you could say the same thing about when every so often there's a cycle of vampires and what they can be. I'd mentioned before about the metrosexual, emo type vampires in the 90s, because it reflected what was going on in the 90s. But it's certainly no Jack Palance Dracula or Christopher Lee. Yeah.
no, no. So
So final thoughts.
final thoughts. I kind of liked it, but I kind of didn't like it too because I just didn't like I like wasn't scary, but it was more hokey than anything else.
More
And
hokey. It's a little more unsettling to me than terrifying, but I like
yeah,
that. I like
yeah.
that cynical part to it.
Would I recommend this? Like, yeah, if you want to see a different type of zombie movie, if anything, the main character in there, I think I can't remember what his name was.
Ben.
Ben was like the best character of the whole entire movie.
Yeah,
It,
he
se-
did
it seems
great.
it seems like the rest of them basically just like, yeah, you're nobody, you're nobody, you're nobody. You follow Ben's lead. Like they had a really low budget, and like Ben was surprisingly was the best one they could get out of the whole entire cast.
Well, this is the cynical 60s, late 60s. So if you saw it then, it'd be interesting to hear what you have to say. Or if you just saw it for first time or two, have your own views, I'd love to hear it. Of course, if you want to see the hokey version of the Tim Matheson I Am Legend ripoff, you would go straight to the next decade, only a few years later, and watch the Omega Man with Charlton Heston. And then we can talk about the goofy ones in the 80s that didn't even resemble this film at all. So at least George Romero's vision, I think, had a way of just putting things out there for people to see without necessarily saying anything specific with a message, and that's okay to do in a movie too. So, Doctor, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your busy uh, schedule, whatever the hell medical stuff you were doing today, so you could watch this film. I'd like to thank E for popping in, saying hello. I know he wanted to be here tonight, had some things come up, so was unable to, but loved it, Frag. It's the most I've seen you talk and chat with me. Glad you were there and you enjoyed it too, or at least hung out. That was always cool. Some interesting comments too, from Dalton's earlier and Frags tonight. P.S. Melter popping in. So for the doctor, myself, for E, and for everybody else involved at the Extreme Movie Show. stay extreme.
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 Toodles.
Cheers, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.